Left turn.
What up, y'all?
At the end of the road.
Thanks for hitting that like button. Whoever came up in here. Give some people a minute to join the live. Please share this out so that we can get the notifications out there. It really helps out a lot. Please share this out. This is an important, it's not an important live stream, right? It's some important information that I want to share with this live stream. So again, give y'all a minute. This is not going to be a long live stream. Just until I get to my destination, which is about 15-20 minutes. So I just want to give you guys some quick information. Please hit that like button, share this out, so that we can get the algorithm on our side.
Slight right turn onto.
How y'all doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're at in the world? This is Tyrus Bane, aka Snapzilla Gorilla, aka Snap Turtle, whatever you want to call me. This is Freedom's March. Welcome to my Freedom Marches for coming up in here and taking the time to listen to what I have to say. By the way, I just want y'all to know something, man. As you go out about your daily life and you have the capability and the wherewithal and the know-how, go out with some empowerment. You feel me? Go outside with some empowerment. Listen, but here's the thing. Never get that. Make sure you never get that sense of false security. All right. Just having an empowerment tool on you does not make you invulnerable. It does not make you, invincible. You want to make sure that you have situational awareness. You want to know what's going on around you. You want to make sure that you're paying attention, because
in 2 miles,
even though you might have an empowerment tool on your person and somebody wants to jump bad, they still might get the drop on you. And you don't want that to happen. So when you go into a place, make sure you know where all the exits are. Make sure you know where cover is. Make sure you're paying attention to the people around you and their body language. All right. Make sure you're paying attention to the people around you and their body language, but be discreet about it. Don't be all obvious. Don't be squinting around, looking at people, staring people down. Just make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings, because you never know when shit'll strike. And just having the tool on you is not going to save you. All right. Just having the tool on you is not going to save you. You want to make sure you drill drawing your empowerment tool. You want to be able to draw your empowerment tool faster than the individual that's on the attack knows that you have an empowerment tool. Faster than they can point the muzzle at you. You understand what I'm saying? And God forbid you're the first person they train their muzzle on by the time you know that some shit's going down, right? So always have situational awareness. Always pay attention to people's body language. Pay attention to people's eyes. Pay attention to their mouth, right? Pay attention to if they're fidgeting, whatever the case may be. Always pay attention to what's going on. So that's something I wanted to say, all right, before I got into the stories. Listen, there have been a number of chicken ranch fires, right? In the past few months, there have been not just chicken, but, chicken plants, beef processing plants, all kind of, food supply chain plants that have been burned to the ground and all this other shit. And then on top of that, you have the culling of millions of birds due to a bird flu scare. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how it works. If the USDA or FDA test your birds and one fucking bird has bird flu, you have to get rid of all your motherfucking birds. You understand what I'm saying? So this has caused a great many problems. This is contributing to the inflation that we're seeing right now. This is contributing to the supply chain problem. And this is something that lets you know that government is an issue. Government is the problem, right? This is all due to government. It's all due to government. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason I want to talk about this, right?
In half of a mile, right turn.
I don't know
West Killian Road.
exactly why these farms, these chicken ranches and chicken plants are catching fire. You know, a lot of laying hens have been killed. You know, that means millions of eggs destroyed, right? Millions of eggs destroyed, which means what? The price of eggs are going up. And so, this fucking asshole. You gonna let me over? So that should tell you, man, if you have the capability.
Next right.
Fucking prick. If you have the capability, if you can own, why are you honking? I'm getting over you, fucking asshat. These people are fucking retarded. Anyway, if you have the capability to get some birds, right? Some chickens that can lay eggs,
In half of a mile,
and
right
you don't
turn.
have
At
a
the end of the road,
retarded
onto Farrow Road.
HOA that won't allow you to do it, then you might want to get you some birds. Not just chickens, but quails. Quails can lay a shitload of eggs. They're small eggs, but they'll lay a shitload of them, which could be more in weight than what a group of chickens would lay. So, and chickens right now, they're relatively cheap. And if you live in an area where there's chicken farms all around, like where I live, there's there's dozens of chicken farms, right? Or not even just chicken farms. There's dozens of farms where people have chickens and all that other stuff. And also, which you might want to look into as well, this is a different video today. This is me giving you guys some solutions to problems that may arise. So not just chickens, but you might even want to look into getting some bees, right? If you have a local beekeeper in your area, you might want to learn how to keep bees. Get you some beehives, and have you some bees, man. Become a beekeeper, because honey is great, right? Honey is a good source of energy, and is good for the digestive system. There's some enzymes in honey that are good for the digestive system. So you might want to look into getting some bees, getting some chickens. You know what I'm saying? Get you some goats, all that type of shit. And I'm gonna tell you something about goats, man. If you have goats and you have a big yard or a lot of land, those goats will take care of that lawn for you. They'll keep that shit low, and pigs too. So these are things that you might want to look into doing. And I know you can get some goats for like $100. You can get a goat for $100, $200, right? You can get some chickens for cheap. Chickens, goats. You can get some bees, all that type of shit. And really, honestly, if you had a lot of egg-laying hens, and you had some honey, and you had goats, you can get the milk from the goats, or whatever the case may be, and you have a small garden with some fruit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some cucumbers, strawberries, watermelon, all that type of shit. And, you grow enough shit, and then you can for the winter. You won't need to go to a grocery store. You won't need to go to a grocery store. If you have, if you build a good chicken coop to where they can stay relatively warm and comfortable during the winter, right? They will continue to lay eggs for you through the winter.
Next left.
You just got to make it comfortable for them. You know what I'm saying? Build a hen house with some maybe some solar panels on top. Some solar energy and some batteries, and yourself, and you'll starve your family. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be these people rushing the grocery store when shit hits the fan. You want to be good to go. You don't want to go to the grocery store. You want to be nice and comfortable in your own domain, in your own fortress, with whoever you want to have that going with. While these people let everybody else go out and rush the grocery store, while you're back and comfortable at home with your chickens and your honey and your goats and your small little garden. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Because this inflation ain't going nowhere. This inflation ain't going nowhere. And I know people in real estate, there could be a crash. Some people think there's not going to be a crash. Some people think there's not going to be a crash because there's not a lot of inventory and all this other shit. But it's not a lot of inventory, right? Until there's a lot of inventory. And you don't necessarily increase inventory simply by putting more houses on the market, right? It's when people stop buying homes because they can't afford to, right? And they're raising the interest rates on these. They're raising interest rates, so people are no longer able to afford but to buy a house. So less people are going to be buying houses, right? And so that's going to increase the inventory itself. If less people are buying, inventory rises, right? So I have it on good authority, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, you know, if you own a home and, you know, you got some good equity on it, you might want to, I'm not a financial advisor.
On the road.
I'm not a financial advisor, but what I would say, if I had relatively good amount of inventory on my home, relative amount of good equity on my house, I don't know, man. I might want to pull that out. Not all of it, because you want a nice little cushion. But I would pull some of that out and buy some resources. You know what I'm saying? Unless you already live on a large amount of land and you good, you know, you might want to take some of that equity and buy more land somewhere, right? Buy more land somewhere, buy it outright so that you don't owe anything on it. So that way, if God forbid something happens, you know what I'm saying, you don't care about the value of that land, because the value of that land is in the land itself, not what the market dictates. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just some shit that I'm bringing to y'all. Get some tangible assets is what I'm saying. Some real tangible assets, because that's what these elite people are doing, right? They're selling shit. They're selling off their stock, and they're buying real resources. They're buying land. They're buying mineral rights. They're doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? They're buying up all types of land, but there's still plenty of more land, right? There's still plenty of more land. You might want to go out and snatch some up if you get the opportunity. So, you know, they're really coming for our way of life. They're really trying to make it hard for us out here, right? They want us to be desperate. They want us to be vulnerable. They want us to be victims. They want us to. They want us disempowered. They don't want us empowered. They don't want this. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want you to be able to ride around like this. They don't want that. So, you know, just be smart about what you're doing out here in the streets. Be smart about what you're doing with your money. Be smart about, you know, be smart about how you want to be set up in your life. How you want your life set up, you know, because 10 years from now, who knows what this shit is going to be? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to be in charge? Who knows if anyone's going to be in charge? We don't know these things because there is a lot of uncertainty going on in the world today. And even the elites are uncertain, right? They're uncertain about how much power they'll be able to retain. So that's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they're ramping shit up. That's why there's all these fires. That's why there's all these mass situations, one after the other. It's like a fucking domino effect. And it's funny how this shit happens right on time for these people, right? These mass situations, it's always at the right moments, right? We got a Supreme Court decision that's supposed to be coming out this month, right? You know, who knows how these mass situations are going to influence the Supreme Court justices? You know what I'm saying? And then we got the elections coming up, right? The elections that they want us to believe are so important. They want us to believe that these elections are so important. But I'm going to tell y'all something, man. The only reason it's important is because they need to know that we are falling for the okie doke, that we believe in a left-right paradigm. That's why it's important. It's not important because, you know, your vote counts. It's important because they want to know that you're bought in. They want to know you're bought in. And getting you to vote, getting you guys to go out and stand in line for hours and hours and take a day off on Tuesday, you know what I'm saying, losing out on however much money that you could have been earning that day. They want to know that you're bought in. That's why it's important. They want to know, okay, the sheep are in line. They're in line. They still want us to rule their lives. That's why voting is important to them, right? But who you vote for is not really important, because at the end of the day, they all work. They're all on the same team. That's why Lindsey Graham can talk all this shit about Kamala Harris and all this other shit. They can act like they're beefing, and then when the shit's over, he goes over and gives her a fist bump. That should tell you where they're at with it, right? And when they agree, when everybody agrees, when everybody in the House and the Senate agrees, even Rand Paul at some point, to give $40 billion to Ukraine, that should tell you something too. They give $40 billion to Ukraine while Germany sends us baby formula. You know what I'm saying? While we have starving people on the streets right here in the United States that are United States citizens, right? But they can all agree
Proceed about 8/10 of a mile
to prolong this war by giving our resources and our money
on the route
to Ukraine.
Slow traffic.
That should tell you something. But for some, I don't know what it is. For whatever reason, people just don't get it. I can't myself. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to that. I don't understand how you see the shit. And it's just like the clown shoe Lucas, right? He's a perfect example of what cognitive dissonance does to people. He is a perfect example of a victim of cognitive dissonance, because he knows that the left is full of shit and he knows that the right is full of shit. But he's still calling for gun control, right? He's still calling for gun control, even though he knows the government's full of shit, the government can't be trusted, and that jackbooted thugs are going to enforce these gun control laws by the use of force with their own firearms. Yet, this is how he thinks. The amazing Lucas is a perfect example of why these statists are more dangerous than the government. More dangerous than the government. And so, at some point, we have to pull back and say, man, fuck that. You know, at some point, you have to make a decision, man. At some point, a decision is going to have to be made about, you know, who we're willing to go to war with. You understand what I'm saying?
Your destination is ahead on the right.
Who we're willing to ride with, who we're willing to trust. Because people will show you. They'll show you. And some people just aren't going to be, they're not going to come to the light. They're just not. They're going to remain lost.
You have arrived at your destination.
They're
The
going to
route
remain
guidance
lost,
is
and there's
now
nothing you can do
finished.
about it because they have made up their minds, right? And there's nothing you can do to convince them because you know why? Because you're a fear-mongering conspiracy theorist with all these wild accusations and wild theories about what the government is doing. And that's how they roll. Even though they know that the government's up to no good, right? They know that the government's up to no good. They just don't want to go down the rabbit hole, right? So they don't want to go down a rabbit hole and look like conspiracy theory nuts themselves. So what they're going to do is they're going to sit on the fence. They're going to act like, you know, you're crazy. And then they're going to contradict themselves. That's how they roll, man. And so don't spend so much energy trying to turn the people around, man. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? I tried my best. It's time to move on. That's what I've done. And I'm going to be honest with y'all about something, man. You know that group I was telling y'all about that I was supposed to rock with when I came out here? That didn't work out. That didn't pan out because, you know, sometimes people put you to the test and they don't even know they're putting you to the test, right? We were supposed to rock together and, you know, it was like, there were some founding members of this so-called group and I was one of the founding members. But what happened was we came up with bylaws. We came up with certain things that we agreed upon, right? And we're supposed to have meetings every so often. You had this meeting, a meeting to do this, a meeting to do that, a meeting to discuss how we're going to move forward and build, right? And the agreement was if there was a meeting coming up and you had prior obligations and you weren't able to make the meeting, all you had to do was let them know. Let us know. Just let us know that you got a meeting come up. Don't just not show up. Don't not communicate. And then when the meeting comes up, you don't show up and you don't say anything to anybody, right? Anyway, I have a large family and, you know, I got a bunch of kids and I got a wife and I got family visiting every so often. And so a meeting came up and I let these cats know, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it to this DIY project because you guys are 2 hours away from me, right? So the other members of the group, they don't live where I live. They live damn near in Georgia, an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And so I don't have the capability to just get up and go whenever they feel like it, right? So I said, look, I got shit going on this weekend. I'm not going to be able to make it. All right. And that one of the individuals, when it came out of pocket, right, and was acting real funny style. So I went off. I said, look, I'll let you know what's going on. And that's supposed to be it. You ain't supposed to be chastising me right now. So all this chastising and all this shit, that shit, I ain't rocking with that shit. And so that's it. That's dead. So it's unfortunate, but sometimes that's how that shit be. That's the true test. You know what I'm saying? And so if they're going to behave like that, then, you know, I can't move forward with people like that if we have this understanding and then all of a sudden we don't have the understanding because, I don't know, you got a wild hair up your ass that day or something like, I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but it is what it is. So I'm making other moves. I'm still on my grind. I'm still going to be getting some shit done, but I'm just going to have to do it without those motherfuckers. And that's just what it is. So that's done with them. So I'm moving on. And that's okay. You adapt and you move forward, and that's how you have to do it. You know, I didn't get hung up. I didn't get all upset. And, you know, there's no point. All right. That shit didn't pan out. It's time to move on and keep moving forward and see what else you could do. But I was able to, I got some shit growing in my yard. I got cucumbers, zucchini, watermelon, string beans, corn, all that shit, tomatoes, growing in my yard, and they're they're growing pretty good. I'll post some pictures, but man, I mean, we got shit's growing real fast. Like, yeah, we got some shit going on in my yard. You know, that's pretty fucking dope. So, you know, sometimes you got to get what you got. You got to do what you got to do. What's good? Chaos was good. Oh, much love to you, Chaos. Jimmy Nunez says, the reason, hey, Bane, currently in Vietnam, city of Saigon for my vacation. I notice all the food here is organic and all processed food is banned. That's what's up. There's a reason why obesity is getting worse in the U.S. because too many people rely on processed food to keep trusting. Yeah, I agree. Lucas wants us disarmed. Well, he didn't say he wants us disarmed, but he wants gun control laws, which will lead to disarmament of the people. But, you know. So weird to see him hate police, but exactly, at the same time, support police when they, yeah, are about to take, exactly. I don't get it. How do you find groups like that, man? You can go on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? There's groups that, there's one group in particular, Black American Outdoorsmen, that have a lot of people that, there are a lot of people in that group that they do their own hunting, they do their own fishing. They out there, you know, if some shit happen, they don't have to rely on the supply chain. They know how to go out and get food. So you can link up with people like that. And not just the Black American Outdoorsmen, but, you know, find those groups that are doing the hunting. They're doing they're growing their own food, all that type of shit. Those are the people you want to link up with. They might not even be on some anti-government type shit. They might not even be an anarchist or anything like that. But really they are, because they're just living their lives. They're doing their hunting. I mean, they're buying their permits. They're going through the proper channels. But, you know, those are people that'll be more likely to go along with your way of thinking once they start seeing certain shit, right? Because I noticed that a lot of groups, prepping groups too, there are a lot of prepper groups. And many of those preppers are in the South. So that's why I came out here. Because he's not the cat that I linked up with before I got out here, and I'm supposed to build with. He's not the only motherfucker that know how to do shit. You understand what I'm saying? So there's other people that I have been connecting with. There's other people I connect with. I don't need him. You know what I'm saying? He don't need me. So it is what it is. He can go about his way. I can go about my way, and it's all good. Probably end up similar to China. Yep. Kelvin Black was good. Nick Hellerfeld says, nobody never going to take some seriously. That something you're passionate about, including family. I learned that. Do it all on my own. Yeah. And guess what? I'm prepared to do it all on my own. I'm prepared to do it on my own. That's why I said. And you know what's funny? One of the people in this group I was supposed to build with said, "Oh, because first of all, they built some above ground planters in her dad's yard, right down that way where they live. And the other guy, he lives 10 minutes away from there, and the other guy lives 30 minutes away. So they're all close. But I live like an hour and a half away from there. So I can't just, you know what I'm saying? And I was working 70 hours, damn near 70 hours a week, trying to stack up some cheese. Excuse me, so I can buy my land and all that. And I can't just go down there whatever you feel like it. So what's funny is they were supposed to come to my house as well to do, to plant, do some planting and all that type of shit at my house. So we went and got a bunch of shit, me and my wife. We got seeds, we got planter boxes, all this type of shit. And, they have knowledge of this area and because they grew up here. So They were supposed to come to my house and help us put some shit in the ground. Not in the ground, but above ground boxes, because, I don't own the house that I'm renting. So I didn't want to dig up, I didn't want to till their yard, you know what I'm saying, and throw shit. No, I wanted some shit I could, if we have to roll out and move, I can just take the boxes, throw it in the back of a truck, and transport it to the new place. But anyway, they came. I made these motherfuckers some food, all that type of shit. I made some salmon, some rice, some vegetables, all that type of shit. And they came to the house, and I thought they were supposed to bring some soil. I said, so what do I need to have? Oh, get some seeds and some pots and shit and some planter boxes. I said, that's what's up. So I'm like, okay, well, they're going to bring the soil and the compost, because they were talking about getting compost and all that type of shit. These motherfuckers didn't come with no compost. They brought some buckets. I'm like, okay. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe we should go get some soil. No, no, none of that. No, they just sat there. They sat and we just chopped it up. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously we're not getting shit done today. And I didn't want to press them, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was like, I'm going to have to get my own soil and my own compost. And me and my wife are going to have to do this shit ourselves. So they left, and my wife's like, I thought they were coming out here to do shit. And I was like, maybe because he was looking around, looking at the yard, seeing where the best place was to set up everything. And, all that type of shit. And we talked about what we needed a little bit. But she was like, I thought we were supposed to be getting some shit in the ground today. She said, shit, I was looking forward to it. I was like, yeah, I know, but I guess they wanted to get a look at the place and see what's going on. Now, my wife took some horticulture classes, and she has some knowledge about that. And at that point, we were like, yeah, let's just we'll get our own soil and compost, and we'll plant our own shit. And so that's what we did. And that was before I cut their asses off. But anyway, what's funny is, now this is through text message. One of the individuals was like, "Oh, we're doing more DIY project. We're building the rest of the boxes at my house for our meeting on Sunday." And I'm like, "Well, I got family coming out, so I got shit going on. I'm not gonna be able to make it out this Sunday." And so that happened, and then a couple days later, I said, and we were supposed to meet up on Sunday and do this, but you're letting us know on Thursday. I said, first of all, I'm working on Sunday, because that's what happened. I had to work on Sunday. I was working on Saturday and Sunday. I said, well, I'm working on Sunday, so I ain't gonna make it out there. I said, there needs to be a little bit more notice. You can't just, I don't live close to you guys, so I need more notice than that. So after that Sunday, I guess they didn't finish the boxes. She texts the group and says, oh, let's come out. We need to finish the boxes in my house on Sunday. The next Sunday, I said, well, I got family coming out on Sunday. How long, I never said I wasn't coming out this Sunday. What I said was, I got family coming Sunday. So what exactly are we doing? Because I had assumed that they would finish the boxes. And she was like, what did she say? She said, we got to get these boxes done, blah, blah, blah. We can't keep putting shit on hold to wait for you to be ready. I'm like, what? That's what got me. And I was like, didn't nobody ask you to put anything on hold for me? Go ahead and get it done. I'm just letting you know, like we agreed on, that if we got shit, if we have prior engagements to the meeting, to let your ass know. And that's what I did. Anyway, it went on. And I was like, all right, man, you're on some bullshit. So after that, I was done. I was like, nah. What's funny is, she said, we're not just sitting around and talking. Oh, we're not? And I was like, and I also said, you guys can come up to my house too sometimes during meetings. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can, it don't always have to be down there where you're at. You can come up to my house too. And then she said, we already discussed that anybody can call a meeting. I said, yeah, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not calling a meeting. I'm not asking to meet. What I'm saying is, when we have in-person meetings, sometimes y'all bring your asses up here too. It's not okay for just me to be driving down to where y'all at. Y'all can come up here and we can do whatever. And then that's when she was like, oh, well, we ain't just sitting around talking. And what's funny is I thought this was the dude. I thought the dude was sending a text message, and it was her. It was a young woman. I'm like, and I realized it was her texting this stuff and not him. And I'm like, why the fuck is she saying all this? But dude is silent. He ain't saying shit. He's not talking at all. I'm like, okay, they on that bullshit. But what's funny is they say we ain't just sitting around and talking. We're trying to get shit done. I'm like, and she said, while we coming up to your house, we have to do DIY projects and all this other shit. And I'm like, we can do DIY projects at my house too. It's not just at your house or the other guy's house. And I'm like, and she said, we not just sitting around and talking, blah, blah, blah. Because that's funny, because y'all came up here. I thought we were going to be doing some shit. And what happened was y'all came up here and we was talking, sitting around and talking, and y'all was eating my motherfucking food. So at that point, I knew they were full of shit. I cut their asses off. But before I cut them off completely, I sent a text message to old boy and let him know, like, look, it is what it is. No hard feelings. And I said, you basically, because he inspired me, because he knows his shit. And he kind of inspired me to like get shit moving faster. But anyway, that was that's done. Sometimes you just gotta let shit go and move on. That is a character flaw. Oh, head Deuce. Gold, silver, canned goods, non-perishables, food packs, plenty. Yep. Kamada Lee was good. So sometimes you got to know that there's no need in prolonging shit. At that point, because there was another guy. So far, part of the founding group, there were four of us, right? Or yeah, four of us, 3 dudes and a chick. And the one dude was trying to kind of be like the voice of reason and be the moderator. And he's like, whoa. Let me kind of moderate a little bit. Maybe we should talk about this on the phone. And I'm like, and she's like, oh yeah, you're right. We should talk about it on the phone. I was not interested in talking about shit on the phone, because I know what's going on, right? I know what's going on based on past behavior of the dude, the dude that he's really the main founder of the group, and the young lady is like his girlfriend or whatever. And we had discussions. Well, he had discussed with me some things some issues he had with other would-be members of the group, and the way he talked about them was kind of like, okay. But now that I see that she's saying certain shit, I said, okay, these motherfuckers talking about me behind my back the same motherfucking way. And you can't trust people like that. And I should have known then. But he was supposedly communicating these same things with the other cats that he was having a problem with, because he was having a problem with like communication, because these guys would, like, we would have a meeting and they wouldn't show up, and they wouldn't even let us know that they weren't showing up. They wouldn't let us know that they were late. They just weren't communicating. And he was having an issue with that. And he was kind of talking, not reckless, but he was talking in a certain way, right? And this dude ain't no punk. So I didn't understand. Like I said, are you talking to these guys about this? Or like, you should tell them, right? Because he's talking to me about it. He's giving me the heads up. I'm like, look, these are your people. I don't know them like that. So I can't make any decision on whether or not they can stay in the group, they can't stay in the group, you know, whether to give them a second chance or whatever, or ask them to become like not part of the founding group, but like an auxiliary member of the group. I said, I can't give you no input, because I don't know these cats. These are your people. So based on that prior knowledge, the way she's saying shit, I've heard him talk like that. I heard him talk like that to me. And she's saying the same type of shit he's saying. I'm like, okay, that's his girl. And, you know, he's influencing her her talking points and her demeanor and all this other shit. And I know him. I'm like, okay, y'all motherfuckers talk shit behind my back. Because I missed you know, I didn't help with a DIY project to build a fucking planter box in old girl's yard when y'all knew I had shit going on. So at that point, I was like, it all clicked, all the gears came together, and I was like, okay, I can't rock with y'all. The Hypocat said, why didn't you take your turns? Go clockwise so you all have a meeting. That's what I was trying to say. I said, sometimes we have to cut, y'all can come to my house. And we can do projects at my house, we can do projects, because I'm not gonna wanna fucking drive down to your house down there an hour and a half every fucking Sunday. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. But it was understood that we're all equal members. If we're all equal members, then that's how it should rock. But if I'm just coming down to y'all, y'all treating me like a motherfucking a minion. I'm not running down there every time y'all want me to. No, it don't work like that. Plus, I have a family, and I'm working damn near 70 hours a week. So y'all can miss me with that shit. Y'all can come up here too. Boom, I can go down there. It can work like that. But, you know, old girl she had a different idea. Let's see. Marty says they want the guns, no problem. The whole of USA lights up with fun fire from no, perhaps. Now all the shutters out just a slang. It was it because they want control. That means food. Exactly. And not only that, I contributed. So they didn't only build. They tilled some shit. So I was supposed to go down with my son and help old boy till the yard of, you know, for his landlord, and we were supposed to drop some seeds. And we were going ready. Me and my son were going to go down there that Sunday, and he called me and said, "We ain't gonna be able to do it today. The tiller's not working. The landlord we had to take the tiller to the shop to get it fixed, because, you know, it was one of those automatic tillers." I was like, okay, cool, that's what's up. Just let me know when the tiller's back and we can go down there. It came back and they just did it. They did it one Sunday, and you know, there was no called meeting. They just went ahead and did it. I'm like, cool, that's what's up. But I contributed funds for the compost, the seeds, the soil, and all that shit. I contributed financially to that project, even though I didn't participate in it. But, you know, it is what it is. But y'all can't come up here and help me drop some seeds, even though you said you were, but you come up here and you talking. Whatever. Exactly. Committally, the mutual was lost on them. Yeah, I don't know. I know that food here I eat are healthy and digested very quickly, where food in the U.S. is like forever. Plus, the calories are damn high, as well as making us fat. Yeah. Again, says if they control the food, people hungry will do anything to survive. Plus, give their self up and take their mind control chips in their slave camps. They won't put up a fight. No guns, no food. Easy for them. Facts. All right. I gotta get out of here. Anyway, y'all know what to do, man. Make yourselves self-sufficient, man. That, you know, they burning. Well, I'm not gonna say something is burning these goddamn chicken plants down. Something is, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, some spontaneous combustions of the birds or whatever. And then this inflation. Oh, about the inflation. Of course, the government is lying about inflation. because they don't want you to panic. But, you know, more information will come out on that. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.